So about a decade ago, I was a huge MegaMind fan. Now, 13 years later, I hate the MegaMind sequel. Let me tell you why. I love the first movie. It had simple, good ideas. 13 years later, MegaMind comes back with a sequel. Spoiler alert, this movie is hot. Unfortunately, I decided to watch the movie all the way until the end, bro, so you don't have to. Will Ferrell did not return to voice the big-headed blue alien. Instead, the homie Keith Ferguson took the big blue mantle. I didn't like the voice at all. I miss that Will Ferrell intimidation, you know? And now with Keith Ferguson, he does a pretty pretentious job that I feel. And I feel like there's a lot of pressure on him, especially behind the camera. As a creator, I'm like, dude, hey, I can tell something's up with you behind this microphone. Now, why the do we need to be reminded of a masterpiece when watching this hot ass to come up with, bro? And we see the studio has a different look to it. The sequel looks sort of worse than the first movie did, even though the first movie came out earlier with earlier technologies. The characters move all stiff. Granted, they are all animated, which is kind of better. There's just something missing that the first movie had that this movie doesn't. So a little spoiler alert, the next we see these human bubble guppy looking robbers trying to break into Jeff Bezos' mansion. You know, the big red fish is trying to steal this big old shiny fish. So the three robbers end up breaking into the mansion, and then they put this valuable fish that has diamonds on it into a fish bowl. Now granted, these are fucking humans. And so MegaMind and Minion come into the picture. Oh my god, MegaMind's here to save the day. Now why are we saving the day against these low-life, nobody humans, bro? They have no powers, no testosterone, and probably no YouTube channel. So why would you be saving the day from these borderline fishy furries, bro? Like, that's what I don't understand. What's a fishy furry? I don't know. MegaMind at the end of the conversation talks about how the Titanic was their masterpiece before it ended up crashing into an iceberg. Granted, this conversation was so boring and that was the only thing I caught from it. MegaMind doesn't feel flawed. He just doesn't. 13 years later, he felt flawed. We saw this Superman bootlegged backstory where he goes from this rocket spaceship into Earth. And we see his flaws right off the bat. But here, this movie is so hot ass, bro. Alright, let me chill out. I'm not Fuzi Soup. This movie is so ass. Because the character is not flawed. I don't feel like I relate to the character because I myself am a flawed person. Yes, I wake up late. I fart whenever I don't want to fart. I eat junk food whenever I don't want to eat junk food. I know that part of me, but I don't know that part of MegaMind, who is supposed to be an imitation of real life. Which really sucks because 13 years earlier, that movie did a way better job. It really doesn't help in the movie's timeline. Now, the movie's timeline takes 2 days after the 13-year-ago first MegaMind movie took place.
2 days ago. That's all? Time certainly drags when you're a good guy.
Right off the bat, that just brings up a little questions. Why did we wait 13 years in real life for this movie to take place 2 days after the first movie? That just doesn't make sense, and that shows that the people behind this movie don't really know what they're doing or don't really care or have love for the movie. They want to make money from the movie, right? And then 20 minutes pass, a girl comes along, she's a pretty big MegaMind fangirl, and she has 500,000 subscribers. At this point, I checked out, clicked off the movie, and watched a Penguin Z0 video. Because this movie showed me that I don't give a fuck. I don't care if this character is perfect. Superman has flaws. Batman has flaws. Robin has flaws. MegaMind in this movie doesn't have flaws. It doesn't help that the movie's timeline doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't help I don't have a fictional character to relate to because characters in stories are imitations of real life people. Let this be a lesson that if your character isn't flawed within the first 5 minutes of a movie, why would we care? The same thing can be YouTube. If the host isn't flawed within the first 10 seconds of a video, why would you watch it? I think this is a great example of not even corporate greed, just mismanaged, misdirected misguided presentation of a well-known popular film, bro, which fucking sucks.